Grand opening, grand closing.
Welcome, my friends, my family, my fellow gamers. Your only friend is YouTube Street, Porter Rock 77, and back with another video. Haven't been doing a lot of videos lately. I'm in transition to move from California to Florida, retiring, so it's been pretty busy. But I think I have time for this topic right here. Um, the aftermath of Halo being announced from PlayStation. So the first thing is that's interesting is how now with the Halo announcement being on PlayStation, more and more people are looking at Xbox as a third party provider. And that's strange because they have already put so much content on PlayStation to include their top pillars of Gears and Forza. I don't understand how some people thought Halo was the one IP that was sacred. That there's just no possible way that one franchise would ever be on PlayStation. So every single game on the list, no matter what it is, okay, on PlayStation. But this is the one thing they're gonna protect and make sure that it's exclusive to the Xbox platform or at least the Game Pass ecosystem. And that was just strange seeing that reaction. But finally some people woke up. It took Halo, but they woke up. They woke up and realized that Microsoft's not interested in pushing their own platform with titles and games and stuff. That they're willing to make money off of any type of device, regardless of who makes it, right? So that's the majority. The majority sees that. What is really strange is the holdouts, and I don't understand what's going on. Number one, the one group I'm really confused about, and this is the most confusing, is some of the PC gamers or self-declared PC gamers. Why are they catching strays in this conversation? I don't get it. I don't understand their angle. I don't understand their benefit. Maybe they hate PlayStation gamers that much that they're willing to look stupid and talk Xbox and hype Xbox. And they think that's their opportunity to create soul content or talk about PlayStation. But that's mental illness. If you have such a mental hard on talking shit to a PlayStation gamer that you're willing to side with a company that's failing and push their agenda that's failing and push their lies that's failing, you have some serious problems. You let PlayStation Nation really get to you mentally. Like PlayStation fanboys are living rent free in your head if you are willing to just get involved. That's how deranged you are. You let PlayStation Nation really fuck with your head, right? Because as a PC gamer, real PC gamers, I don't see why you guys aren't in this conversation at all. It doesn't impact you in any way. The mistakes Microsoft is making is mistakes for the console side of their gaming business. It's their console that's being impacted, right? Some of the decisions are actually beneficial to PC gaming, improving Windows, right? Supporting PC gaming handhelds and stuff like that. That's the benefit of all that stuff. But the things that they're doing for the console, they're just pretty much destroying their console brand to the point where there's no point in having Xbox console anymore. They pretty much killed off every reason possible, right? So from a PC gamers, why you're defending or even talking about the stupid moves they're making that destroys their console brand, I have no idea. You guys say yourself. I already have multiple conversations on Twitter, right? Where just gamers reply in my comment crying, and then when I destroyed them, they're like, "Oh, but I don't play on consoles. I play on PC." So then why did you reply to me to begin with? I'm not talking about PC gaming, in general. I'm talking console specific topics, right? And seeing how a company's completely destroying or already destroyed the console brand. That's probably primarily what I talk about. But you PC gamers just jump in the line of fire, and I don't understand. You guys play on PC. Why are you worried about anything? It's strange. It's a strange phenomena that I'm seeing, that you PC gamers are just catching L's when it has nothing to do with your platform that you prefer to play on. So that's the strange thing about this whole thing. PC gamers getting clapped for something that has nothing to do with them. Absolutely weird. The second part is the holdout of the Xbox fanboys and cultists and enthusiasts. Like, this company made you guys look so stupid. Like, how can you just stomach it? Like, time after time, they lie to your face. You got Phil Spencer telling you that exclusives are only Game Pass supported platform. telling you the Xbox Series X is going to be the best console with the best performance. Just lies after lies. Oh, don't worry. This does a signal that we're putting more games on PlayStation. You know, if we lose Halo, we lose our identity. Just all these massive lies. I mean, the man told you guys that he was playing Perfect Dark, and yet the game never existed in playable form ever. Like, what the like? What's wrong with you guys? What are you guys doing? What are you guys doing to yourselves? Like, have some self respect. At this point, this is about self respect. You guys have no self respect for yourselves. You guys are embarrassing. Like, he blatantly lied. Like, you don't notice. Either you guys don't notice or you don't have the mental capacity to know. You guys don't realize what's happening. And if your mental capacity is that low, video games is the last thing you should be worrying about. Because it just boggles my mind. You got Jazz right now, Jazz Gordon, another mouthpiece, releasing another article to damage control the pain. He does this all the time and it backfires on him all the time. I don't get what's his mental issue. He has some type of issue. He has to have something. Something's wrong. Because how do you get slapped in the face and spat on so many times and not lash out? How can any of you Xbox guys not lash out at Microsoft, given what they've done? You know, it's not even 5 years. You know that, right? Gaming is not a full 5 years. This November, next month will be a full 5 years. And you guys already want out. You guys are already talking about the next device, and you don't even know what it is. You can't even talk about the device you have now. While on the PlayStation side, most of us want, Sony to take a little bit more time. PlayStation 5, PlayStation 5 Pro, great products. They could go 2, 3, 4 more years, and we'll be fine. You guys just want this shit to end. But here's my question. And you want this generation to end to begin what? Microsoft's been trash with hardware strategy for 12 years. Back-to-back gens. Do you think they got to figure it out the third gen? Here's the reality. Microsoft is done with consoles. They're done. They're not making consoles. Right? They're just straight up PC gaming. That's it. No consoles. On the screen right now, you have some examples. Right now on the screen, you see Omen. This is HP's product line. If you look at what they have available under their brand name Omen, HP's the company. Omen is their product line, right? They got desktops right here. They got laptops, Omen laptops, Omen desktops. They even go with monitors. Omen branded monitors, accessories, right? Let's look at their desktops. Let's see what desktops they got. Gaming desktops, Omen branded, various tower sizes. Let's see what tower sizes they got. They got some. Let's go with the smallest. What's the smallest? 15L. Gaming desktops, Intel, the Victus, really small, compact. What's their bigger one? These are the tower size, Omen brand, right? They got some laptops here, accessories, right? This is what they do. This is the Omen brand of gaming. But did you notice what they don't offer? I don't see consoles. Where's the consoles at? Because that's not what HP does. HP Omen don't do consoles. They do PC gaming, which is laptops, desktops, accessories. Let's go to Alienware, owned by Dell. They also got a huge product line of stuff, right? Let's go all the way to the beginning here. They got ultimate gaming desktops. There's a new Age of Powers born. What is this? Unleash peak gaming performance with the new AR51 engineer with the highest power ceiling. What is this? It says a graphics card. What is this? What is this nonsense? It's laptops and 2-in-1s. Right? This is Alienware brand. All right. Got laptops here, monitors of different types, wireless accessories, right? Optimized for all gamers. Shop Aurora. So this is Alienware Aurora, $1,500, right? For $1,500, you could get a Intel Core Ultra 7 with our RTX. Let's close this up right here. Or an RTX 5060. 16 gigs. You know what I'm saying? Or you can spend a little bit more and get a 5070 or 5070 Ti with an Ultra 9. This is what they do. Okay. Got that. What else they got? That's part of their Alien World brand line. All right. Merch. Okay. But you notice what they don't got? Consoles. There's no Alienware console. There's another brand. Republic of Gamers, ROG from Asus. See, ROG is the brand, Republic of Gamers. So what do they sell? Okay. So as you can see, a bunch of stuff. They got their laptops, they got motherboards, they even sell graphic cards, monitors. They even got phones. ROG phones. Look at that. ROG Phone 9 series. Ain't that something? Look at that. Even phones. Republic of Gamer phones. Interesting. Look at all these devices. They got the desktops, power supply units, external graphic docks, routers, keyboards. Look at these ROG products. They even got apparels like chairs, cases, headsets, mouse pads, streaming kits, gaming handhelds, ROG, cooling, protection gadgets, and storage and controllers, ROG controllers, right? And what is it, ROG Saga? I don't know, the little toys or something, right? But what don't they got? What is they missing? Once again, consoles. You don't see consoles on their list. This is all PC branded products. That's what USA. All PC branded products. That's what you see. That's all you see. Xbox is going to be the same thing. Xbox, this is actually the next Xbox. You're actually going to compete with those guys. You're going to compete with ROG unless Microsoft gets in a deal with each of those, which I can see that. I can see Microsoft doing HP Omen Xbox branded, Alienware Gaming Xbox branded, a ROG Desktop Xbox branded. Any other gaming, PC gaming name that's out there. MSI, I think they have their brand. I don't know what their brand is called, but I've seen MSI desktops and laptops before. So MSI is included. It's all PC gaming. It's all PC gaming. That's all. That's it, right? That's why Microsoft is trying to be like, oh yeah, now you'll be able to choose your own, storefront. You'll have access to Steam and all that stuff. Well, yeah, you're gonna have access to Steam because it's a PC platform. What did you expect? Some of you are being suckered into the marketing, into thinking you're going to buy a console. You're not getting a console. That's done. You're getting into PC gaming, and that's it. Next gen, there's only two consoles. There's PlayStation, there's Nintendo. That's it. Microsoft is out. Microsoft moved on. Now if you guys are happy, moving on to PC gaming, then hey, have fun. You know what I'm saying? Enjoy your PC gaming platform for those that. But I would say there's going to be a lot of you. There's going to be a lot of console gamers that's just not going to fall for that BS. They're not going to get suckered into PC gaming simply because the word Xbox on it. Gamers want consoles. They want simplified. They don't want a gaming device that also has Microsoft Teams and antivirus and all these other programs that comes with Windows 11, because at the core of gaming is Windows 11 for PC gamers. It's Windows 11, bloated and all this other stuff. They want a nice, smooth, simplified OS that's simple, right? And it's just a simple life with consoles at a good price. And right now, it looks like it's only going to be PlayStation and Nintendo providing that. Microsoft is going to be providing this stuff. All this stuff that you see here on the screen, the Alienwares, the HP Omens, the ROGs, the MSIs, Starforge PC. Well, who else is out there? Whatever. All them people. This is the business Microsoft's going to get into. Very expensive, right? $1,500, $1,600. Day one profit. They don't have to produce mass market, And what's weird is there's a lot of you that are not really understanding that, which is kind of strange. Let me find something here. Let me take this out, and I want to show you. I saw something from Colin Moriarty, right? And he's asking a lot of questions. And I think the problem is that people are still looking at Microsoft's plans as how would you say that the plans are still how would you say, Xbox centric or like console centric, which is not the case. So let me see if I can find that, because this is what makes it funny. Give me a second. Which, and it's just something that I just thought of off the top of the head. Um, I should have had it ready for the video, but that's okay. That's okay. But if you listen to Colin Moriarty right now, um, if I could find that real quick, because it's amazing how it was all over my timeline, and now I ain't gonna be able to find it. Unbelievable. This is so hilarious, right? Just had it, and now all of a sudden I can't have it. But let me see. I think I just had it. Let's see. Give me a second. Okay, now I can't find it. This is pretty funny. Uh, I think. Let's see. He had it. Let me see. I know somebody was showing this to me. I'm really sorry, guys, but yeah, now all of a sudden I can't find it anywhere. This is so hilarious when it was all over. Maybe it might be on Colin's own thing. We look directly on his own timeline. Might be his own timeline. Uh, Maybe it might be on his own timeline. Probably not, because I think somebody what they did was they clipped it. Yeah, I'm sorry, I can't show it. I think the main thing. So to what I look for, but the main thing about it was he's saying that this next Xbox is not going to work. That he's making the competition even more exciting, which is PlayStation, simply because the moves Microsoft making is very PC centric moves, and he's wondering how pushing your consumer base into another storefront is a good business move of console gaming, right? Because that's the main thing, right? With Microsoft, this next Xbox allowing you to play on Steam, Steam gets more of the benefits than Microsoft themselves, because Microsoft is pushing you to another storefront to buy games. So to buy the Maddens, the Call of Duty, whatever. All the third party games, Steam will benefit from the increased sales of gamers buying their games on Steam, and Microsoft won't see any of that unless it's an actual first party game, right? And that's why he's wondering. So he's like, it doesn't make sense how Microsoft's going to benefit from this move of having their audience access Steam when Microsoft loses on Steam, right? But the problem is, I would say Colin Moriarty's looking at it the wrong way. He is still looking at Microsoft making a console instead of looking at it as making a device to get away from console gaming. And I think that's his problem. And I think that's a lot of gamers' problem. Many of them are still looking at it as console, and because they're looking at it from the lens of a console, it has these problems, such as Steam. And I see, like, for example, this is the problem with the consoles, right? Let me rewind back so that way I can help you out. When a company releases a console, the console is the storefront. You buy the games through the console, whether it's physical games with the console provider, and this goes to any console. So it doesn't matter if it's made a console that was made by Sega, made by Nintendo, PlayStation, NEC when they made the TurboGrafx 16. What else? Who else? Neo Geo when they made their console, stuff like that, right? So when you have a company, they make a console, they make money off the console, off the games that you buy for the console. That's the storefront. So you got to look at the console as a storefront. So you buy the games physical, they make money, right? Whether it's a first party or third party game, or now with the digital storefront, you're buying games off that specific digital storefront. So in this case, the Xbox storefront, that's on the Xbox Series X. The PlayStation storefront, that's on the PlayStation console, and the Nintendo storefront. You buy your games there. You're not buying your games from a third party storefront. That's how they make all the money. But if you release a console and you're not the only storefront, you have other storefronts. In this case, let's say Steam, and the gamer who owns your console, but instead of buying a third party game, let's say Assassin's Creed Shadow, instead of buying the game on the Xbox storefront, they buy it on the Steam storefront, then Valve makes the money, and Microsoft doesn't get anything out of that. So everybody's like, how is that going to work? How is Microsoft going to make money off of Steam purchases? Sure, the first party games, they'll get 70% cut, which is their own first party games. Gears, Halo, Forza, Bethesda games, the Call of Duty games, sure. But the third party games, like, that are outside, Microsoft's purview, right? Like Resident Evil. How does Microsoft make money off of Resident Evil? How is Microsoft going to make money off of, titles that are sold on Steam, right? When Steam gets all the benefit. That's number one. And the second thing people are asking, and if Steam is installed on every Xbox, the console, as they call it, then why would you even make an Xbox console version? Just make the Steam version, the PC version. That way it's available on Steam, Epic Game Store. You don't have to worry about any console specific dev kit or anything because the gamers can still play the game because they have access to Steam. So now you're talking about even less games specifically for the Xbox environment. And these are the questions that people are asking. But the problem is you're asking these questions because you still think it's a console. And that's why you're asking these questions, because it doesn't make sense. The answer is stop looking at it as a console. It is not a console. It's just a PC. And of course, PC can install Steam. So Microsoft's not doing you a favor and be like, oh, we're introducing Steam to the console audience. No. It's always going to have access to Steam because it's always meant to be a PC. When you look at it for what it is, that is just a gaming PC device, then you realize, okay, do you worry about, right now I got Dell right now, Alienware. Right now, this is Dell. You see it on the screen right now. Are you guys worried about their storefront? Are you guys worried about, Steam games being sold on this Alienware desktop? No, you're not. Because Dell makes their money off the profits of selling the hardware. So they sell their hardware at profit. That's what Microsoft's going to do with PC. They're just going to use the Xbox name to sell expensive pre-built desktops and laptops, and that's it. Microsoft software strategy, right, isn't the store as much anymore. It's not really about the store as much. It's about, providing software across all devices. So the way Microsoft is going to make money from software is the way Take-Two makes money from software. It's the way EA makes money from software and Ubisoft. They're just selling games on every device, and everybody's just going to buy it, right? Microsoft's not really doing the store war anymore, if that makes sense. So the storefront war is over. Whether it's PC storefront war, because they put their games on Steam, so obviously they're not competing on the PC storefront, because they're actually putting their games on the Steam storefront. In fact, they're helping Steam, get people on there. So Microsoft's not interested in storefront wars. That's it. So all these questions about how they're going to make money off the storefront by putting games on Steam, that's not Microsoft's thing. They're not doing storefront wars, right? Their primary business is the games they make, selling as much as possible, choosing the games like live service that they can get the most profits, adopting ideas like they did already with Call of Duty. They're trying to look at stuff like that, bolster up subscription, raise the price of subscription, get people to be on subscription, cloud gaming. That's what they're doing. The storefront console type, competitive nature, that's over with. They're not doing any of that. They're not going to compete with Steam. There's not going to be no Steam OS front store. No, they're not worried about that. And they're not worried about trying to get people off PlayStation or buy this instead of a PlayStation 6. They're not at war with the PlayStation 6. So you can forget about that. That is something you guys, the fanboys, are creating, right? They're already seeing it. Oh, why do I need a PlayStation 6? Ain't nobody listening to you fanboys. Right now, you guys are at your smallest point. And eventually, I will say, once the next gen starts and people actually see what's going on, that it's actually PC gaming, and you're going to have a lot of guys not interested in Xbox PC gaming. It's just going to be a small few community, on Twitter. Very negligible, pretty much irrelevant. Console gaming is going to be primarily in the hands of PlayStation, Nintendo. How that future goes, to console industry, we'll see, But main thing is, you guys stop looking stupid. It's done. Just wrap this shit up. If you want to talk Xbox or whatever, you're primarily talking about PC gaming, and PC gaming ain't really that interesting. I think that's probably why so many PC gamers talk consoles, right? Because I hardly talk about PC gaming and the war between AMD and Nvidia and all this other stuff, right? My topic's primarily within the console realm, and PC gamers just jump into it. I mean, it's true what Extreme says. PC topics are boring. Like talking about PC, that's why you don't see much of it. That's why you don't see a lot of it. That's why you see the actual PC guys talk more about the consoles, right? Some of the most biggest talking points is within the console space. It's just really boring thing to talk about. And that's where you guys are heading. So just enjoy that with Xbox. If you want to stay on Xbox, just go with PC gaming. Now, me personally, if you're gonna go with PC gaming, at least protect your own interests, because Xbox way of PC gaming could be the worst way. Anybody else could probably do it better. Maybe HP has it better, Alienware has it better, StarForge. Maybe all these other PC manufacturers can provide a much better product at a better price than what Microsoft can. And it's not like there's going to be exclusive software to the Xbox branded PCs, right? Because they're going to provide that same exact OS updates, all the capabilities that Windows 11 is going to be on HP, it's going to be on Alienware. So in reality, you guys could just be screwing yourselves over just because of a name on the back of a case instead of the actual specs, right? Because that's really what's going to be. Xbox branded PCs are going to be competing with these guys, and you just got to look in between both of them and be like, which is the actual better PC, pre-built branded PC. And then also at the end of the day, you can always build your own at a cheaper price and save yourself a lot more money just by building your own, and you'll still get everything. But anyway, it's pretty weird. But the glass is broken. People finally accepting things the way they are. And for those of you, right, who in 2021, 2022, based on information, had to make a decision, right? Because after COVID and then of course of the consoles, a lot of people decided not to buy two consoles. They chose either Xbox Series X and maybe like a Nintendo Switch or a PlayStation 5 and Nintendo Switch. That's like, that's the route they chose. And based on the information, some of you that thought, what was going to happen, if you chose a PlayStation 5, you made the right choice because you ended up getting the games anyway, the Xbox games anyway. For those of you that listened to Xbox influencers who's just really spreading bullshit and couldn't, read the tea leaves, and you thought these games was going to be exclusive to Series X and S, and you decided to buy a Series X and S because you thought these games were going to be exclusives, man, it sucks to be you, bro. Sure, I'm sure you're still enjoying those titles, but now you missed out on all the PlayStation stuff that they release. Man, that sucks. When you could have just go to PlayStation and still get the games that you want. But anyway, next time be careful who you listen to. That's really the lesson learned, right? You gotta recognize corporate mouthpieces. You gotta really recognize corporate mouthpiece because there's a lot. Xbox has a ton of corporate mouthpieces, and you just gotta recognize. You gotta call a spade a spade. You gotta call that. But anyway, your only friend is YouTube Streets Porter Rock 77. Thanks for checking out the channel, and I will see you tomorrow. 60 Frames No Like podcast, 8:30 p.m. Eastern. Don't forget to subscribe and like this video. I am out of here, guys. You guys take care. Peace.